So, magnetic declination got more flat earth nonsense coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back for more Common Sense Logic Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me there. As always, I always do. So, when stars rotate in the night skies, they rotate differently based off the hemisphere that you live in. In the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise across the sky, where in the southern hemisphere, they rotate clockwise. And it's the same way with flushing tallest. In the northern hemisphere, tallest flush counterclockwise. In the southern hemisphere, tallest basically flush clockwise. Now, this works on a globe. It makes absolute perfect sense on the globe, but it makes no sense on a flat Earth. That star rotation is going to change based off of the direction that you're looking. Now, Professor Dave tried to explain this to Dave Weiss.
12 midnight, 4 a.m., night sky, both looking south, both can see the Southern Cross. On your pizza world should be looking in completely different directions. Explain that.
Dave, when the only time that can happen is in Johannesburg and Santiago, and if you add magnetic declination in there, they're both looking in the same direction.
Magnetic declination?
Yeah.
So you think just saying the word magnet is going to be an argument here that's going to work for you?
Look up the magnetic declinations of those areas. You don't know what direction you're facing, right? There's certain areas of Antarctica that the magnetic declination is 170 degrees. So when your compass says north is that way, it's 170 degrees the other way, according to, NOAA or whoever's in charge of that, right?
Now, one of Dave Weiss's explanations to this was magnetic declination. So, what exactly is magnetic declination? Well, magnets, all magnetic fields have what we call flux lines. Now, these flux lines are absolutely invisible to the human eye, but they exist. And we've demonstrated these flux lines with like metal filings next to magnets. But we also illustrate these flux lines with like these little blue lines that are often seen connecting the one pole of the magnet to the other pole. Now, a magnetic compass is basically it aligns itself with those flux lines. Again, the magnet inside of a compass, the needle or the magnet, basically it aligns itself with those flux lines north. And this is how we use magnets to navigate. The needle is going to point north and you go in the direction that you need to go based off of looking at the compass. Now, the problem though is that the magnetic poles on Earth aren't aligned with the rotational poles, or what we call true north. They're slightly off. And if you follow a magnetic compass, if you follow it north, it will take you to magnetic north, not necessarily true north. Now, the difference between magnetic north and the actual true north is it's called magnetic declination. That's what magnetic declination is, or the difference between what the compass tells us is north based off of what the magnetic north is, as opposed to the true north. Now, what Dave Weiss is saying is that the reason why these people, essentially people are all looking in the same direction because they don't know what direction that they're looking in. So because of magnetic declination, everybody's looking at a compass and they're all looking in the same direction because of the compasses of the magnetic declination of the compass. Now, why this is so stupid is because we know this. Human beings, we know that the magnetic north and true north are different. Now, we have a little thing, these imaginary lines on maps are called isogonic lines. And these lines are what we use to adjust heading. So if you were, say, in an airplane, you were flying north, you will adjust your heading based off of the variance of where you're flying. Again, in this variance, the magnetic variance is different where you are, but we know it is, but we know this. So if you were navigating, you would adjust your heading accordingly. Well, if we know this, then why would people not adjust their heading, adjust the direction that they're looking in, knowing this? Of course they do. So people are looking, they know we know what south is on the globe, which again, as Professor Dave said so many times, that south really doesn't mean anything on the flat earth. Neither nor is really interior and exterior. But if everybody's looking in one direction at south based off of flat earth, they will literally all be looking in different directions. Again, they would adjust their headings based off of using the isogonic lines to change the direction that they're looking in, and it will look south. So they're not all looking in the same direction. Again, this is one of numerous nonsense explanations that flat earthers use to try to make themselves plausible. And what they do, they try to find the biggest words that they can and make situations sound as complicated as they can to make themselves sound relevant. So they need relevance and complication and things that people don't understand. However, if you understand it, you know that they're full of crap. Magnetic declination has nothing to do with this. Everybody, if they're all looking in different directions, as Professor Dave said, ask them, how can they all see the same thing? The truth of the matter is they don't, because flat earth just doesn't exist and doesn't make no sense. Anyway, this is more nonsense coming from these people. My God, how stupid can people be? But people believe this nonsense. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.